The winner of tonight's game will play.
Welcome to Charging Wildcat Stadium on the campus of North Little Rock High School, where tonight it's the state semifinals on Black Friday. Your Conway Wampus Cats taking on the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. Good evening. It's Jeff Matthews and Levi Gilbert with you. The Cats come in 9-3 on the season, 48-40 win over Bentonville West last Thursday night. North Little Rock a perfect 11-0, a 34-0 shutout last week against Fort Smith Northside. Bryant and Bentonville are playing tonight. They're up in Northwest Arkansas. The winner of that game plays the winner of this game at noon at War Memorial Stadium next Saturday. Good evening, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Conway Corp and Conway Corp Channel 5 Sports. Levi's always got concerns. Thank you for being here, and thank you to your family for cutting your Thanksgiving short to work on this Black Friday. That was a concern of mine.
Yeah.
That maybe you wouldn't make it, but you did.
I may have driven significantly over the speed limit at times.
Maybe.
Just saying.
But let's talk about your concerns of the game tonight, North Little Rock and Conway.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the playoffs, so I'm more extremely worried than concerned at this point. But number one, our offense has to be balanced tonight. We had 109 passing yards in Week 5 when we played North Little Rock. Michael George got his, but overall the offense was ineffective because we were too one-dimensional, and it's all going to rest on our offensive line play tonight. If they can give Rhea time and they can convert on some third and long passing plays, we're going to be right in the mix. Number two, defense has to disrupt. We only had 1 sack in Week 5 against North Little Rock, no turnovers. Very abnormal, especially after last week when it had 9 sacks and the scoop and score. So our defense has got to be disruptive tonight. And my third one here, third down conversions. That's the number one key for me tonight. We were only converting on 16% in Week 5 against North Little Rock, just 2 of 16. We've got to do better than that tonight, or it might be a similar result.
The Wampus Cats and North Little Rock about to tee it up. We are live tonight, and we've got a new toy, so we want you to tweet at us tonight. 5 Sports Live at 5 Sports Live on Twitter. We're going to be able to bring some of those to you and show you the tweets that come in as we go through tonight. Already we've heard from folks who are around the country watching on Black Friday night, Conway and North Little Rock. North Little Rock won the toss. They deferred. They'll get the ball in the second half. Conway's going to get it to begin. Nick Burks will kick off for North Little Rock. This is Jamie Mitchell's third team here. They lost the first 4 games he ever coached at North Little Rock. Since then, they've gone 30-2. This is a very, very good football team, very good football program. Played for a state title a year ago and got blown out by Fayetteville. They want to get back. Conway wants to play next week. We've done games for 17 years. They haven't played in December in 17 years. In fact, they haven't played in December since 1993.
Wow.
So there is a lot on the line tonight. We are thrilled to be here. The Wampus Cats, very high-powered offense on their way onto the field, led by quarterback Andrew Rhea. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards this year, and a healthy Michael George is behind him. Big School's leading rusher, over 2,000 yards on the ground for Michael George. Coming out throwing, Andrew Rhea complete to Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas knocked out of bounds near the 35. It'll be a Conway Regional Health System first down.
Rhea's calling for him to hurry up. Love seeing that on first down. Got to keep this North Little Rock defense guessing on first downs tonight.
L.J. Hansberry is your starting center. Keandre Clay and Lance Rogers are next to him as the guards. And your tackles, it's a talented group of seniors that play tackle. Thomas Cloyd and Nate Turner. 1st and 10.
You mentioned a healthy Michael George. Love seeing a healthy Nick Richmond on the near side there.
Rhea throwing over the middle. Complete. Catch is made. Will Kennedy makes the catch. He is brought down in North Little Rock territory at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Nick Richmond, Joe Thomas, and Will Kennedy are the starting wide receivers. We have seen Giovanni Johnson at receiver the last couple of weeks. Don't be surprised to see Conway's backup quarterback in at receiver tonight as well. 1st and 10. Cats going 2 for 2 through the air on the first 2 plays from scrimmage. Now on the ground to Michael George. Michael running with abandon. Big 2-yard gain, and they will all be big tonight. Anything that moves the ball forward.
And you're seeing the bounce of the camera. We've got an incredible crowd here tonight. It may not be in raw numbers the same as what North Little Rock has, but it's compacted. It looks like there's more Conway fans here. It's crazy.
Chris Patterson in the game at H-back. He is number 40 that you see his heels on the 45-yard line. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Rhea looks and throws, complete. Brought down at the 37-yard line. Catch is made by Joe Thomas, Joe's 2nd catch of the night. And Andrew Rhea, 3 for 3 through the air. And Conway faces that 3rd down that was a concern of yours.
Yeah, this is manageable, though. 3rd and short here, and might even be in 4-down territory at this point of the field.
3rd down and 4 from the 39-yard line. State semifinals live tonight. You're watching on Conway Corp Channel 5 and 585 and online at conwaycorp.com/WC to go. Pass is incomplete. It was intended for Chris Patterson. It hit Chris in the face mask and bounced away. He didn't catch it, but I don't think he had enough for the first down anyway. So the Cats would have been facing 4th down with or without that catch. The first incompletion on the night for Andrew Rhea.
So this is a challenging spot for this Conway offense because it might be hard to get a punt and stay in bounds. Maybe they try and draw offside here on 3rd or 4th and 4.
4th down and 4. Rhea will throw. There is a flag. Pass is incomplete. And a flag comes in from the secondary as well. It looked like Michael George moved early, so I think that was the 1 penalty. Not sure what it was in the secondary. Again, tweet at us tonight, 5 Sports Live, or find us on Facebook. Let us know where you're watching tonight on Black Friday. Only the 3rd time that the Conway Corp production of Wampus Cat football has had to work on Black Friday.
Yeah.
2003 and 2013, and it is good to be working tonight. Offsetting penalties, so the Cats get a break here. It is going to be 4th down and 4. We'll replay the down. Giovanni Johnson is going to be on the field for this play. There he is, number 4. Giovanni and Chris Anderson on the field. Coach Brian Rainey, the offensive coordinator for Clint Ashcraft. 9th year as head man, 2nd time coaching on Black Friday for Coach Ashcraft. 4th and 4. Rhea, hand off to Michael George. Michael George is going to pick up the first down. Move the chains for the Wampus Cats. You see your camera shaking there. Your TV shaking. That's our camera that's shaking. Because once again, there is a huge crowd of Wampus Cats who have made the trip here. And I'll tell you what's great, too. I'm seeing a lot of former Wampus Cats, football players, baseball players, golfers, a lot of different former athletes that played for the Cats in different sports who are home for Thanksgiving that are here rooting on this current batch of Wampus Cats. 4th down conversion. That's big. Cats still driving. Rhea looking for Nick Richmond. Nick cut it upfield. I believe Andrew expected him to head down the numbers. It falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
We talked about Richmond earlier on this drive and how good it is to see him on the field. He went out late in that Bentonville West game a week ago. Looked like he might have suffered a knee injury, and he's such a big play threat. This offense needs him on the field. He's that dangerous. 10 touchdowns on the year.
2nd down and 10. Richmond and Thomas on the near side. Giovanni Johnson to the top. Thomas in motion. Handoff to Michael George, who runs to the 25-yard line where he is brought down. Tackle is made by Desmond Cordova. Dwayne Hunt also helping out on the stop, and it is 3rd down again.
One thing I noticed, I talked with Coach this week for an article for 501 Life, and he was telling me a little bit about how the offense and defense both work in terms of play calling. They get in their formation. You can see it even right now. They get on their formation, and then they all look back to the sideline, and then they make the call based on what the defense is giving them. It's interesting to get that feedback from Coach on how they're calling their plays out there.
It'll be a pass play on 3rd down here. Pass was intended for Will Kennedy. There was some contact between Will Kennedy and the defensive back Marcus Christopher, and it is going to be 4th down.
And this is a big end to a possession here. You want to get points on the board if you're Conway. You don't want to leave any points on the field tonight. It was a 10-point loss back in week 5. Every point is going to matter in this game tonight.
They're going to put the football down between the 33 and 34-yard line. This will be a 43-yard field goal attempt officially, and it would be Jordan Wick's long of the year. And it is going to fall short, so the Wampus Cats get the football first, but the drive fails, and the Cats will send the defensive unit on the field. 8 minutes and 52 seconds to play in the first quarter, and there is no score in the state semifinals. So this defense that gave up 40 points a week ago on the field now against this North Little Rock offense that has scored a ton of points this year, but just put 24 on the board against us in week 5 or week 6.
Week 5.
And only 24 and only 3 in the second half. So the Cats figured out something against the Charging Wildcats. Let's see if they do the same thing tonight. A lot of movement on 1st down as there's Charging Wildcats moving all over the field. David Chappell is their quarterback. He's thrown over the middle to a wide open Drew Martin. First play from scrimmage for the Charging Wildcats results in an 80-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah,
a missed assignment.
All that misdirection before the snap really confused that Conway defense. And you saw the outcome there as he just streaks down the field, nobody near him.
Chappell to Drew Martin.
For an 80-yard touchdown.
8:39 to play in the opening quarter. And the Charging Wildcats strike first. Savannah Melton, their senior place kicker, on to attempt the extra point.
And we saw this happen a week ago. They were down 14-0, much quicker than what we've already washed off the clock here. And Coach talked about it this week. How do you stand up to adversity, both good and bad? How do you stand up to it? We're going to find out here tonight.
North Little Rock leads 7-0. 30-second break, and we are back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Nick Burks on to kick off for North Little Rock. The Charging Wildcats lead 7-0. They stopped the Wampus Cats twice on 3rd down. Cats were able to pick up a 4th down conversion, but gave the football back following a missed field goal attempt of 43 yards by Jordan Wicks. And in the first play from scrimmage, touchdown pass from Chappell to Martin. The Cats getting the football back for the second time. Kickoff is taken on one hop by Will Kennedy. Will to the 21, and that's where the Cats will begin their second offensive possession, 1st and 10.
If you're Conway, you did some really good things on that first possession. Came out throwing the ball early and often, getting some conversions there, and then running the ball on some big downs to convert. So there were some positives, but low snap kind of affected the kick to end the possession. There's some good things happening, though, for Conway.
Nick Richmond, Joe Thomas will be to the far side on this offensive set. Giovanni Johnson to the near side. Rhea will hand off to Michael George. Michael runs right between the guards and right behind L.J. Hansberry, the center. And it's a short gain.
Big thing for this offense here, though, is your defense might be a little shell-shocked after giving up that huge play on North Little Rock's first possession. So you definitely don't want to go three and out here. You want to extend a drive and give them some time to collect and check out that play that just happened.
Dwayne Hunt in on the stop for the charging Wildcats. Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. Thomas in motion. Rhea looks and throws deep. Nick Richmond goes up and makes a spectacular catch. We've seen him do it all year long, and boy, they needed it there. Richmond goes up and pulls it down. He is tackled at the 44. Move the chains for the Wampus Cats. There's the run on 1st down. It was 2nd and 9 when Andrew Rhea hit Nick Richmond with the big play down to the 44-yard line.
His big play ability is just so important to have. He had 10 receptions last week, 147 yards, and that 1 touchdown. And you need him on the field to extend the verticality of this offense.
A 96-yard night through the air will put him over 1,000 on the season. Rhea is looking for him. Just a couple of yards too far. It's 2nd down and 10. It's not unusual to see passes overthrown early in a big game. These are kids. They are human. We're amped up.
I mean, yeah, as amped up as I am, I can't imagine actually being on the field playing.
And so especially something like that that's such a timing play, it's not unusual for the adrenaline to maybe overthrow it a couple of yards. Those nerves will calm down. And Andrew's a big-time baseball player, too. He's been in big situations. So this team's going to be fine. Michael George, big hit. George back to the 45-yard line. Dwayne Hunt, along with Cordova on the stop. Desmond Cordova, and the Cats face 3rd and 10.
And this rushing game struggled in the first 2 possessions last week at Bentonville West. It wasn't until that 3rd possession where they really started to get things going, and they just wore that defensive line down over the course of the game.
Yeah, it was 14-0 quickly, and it was a 57-yard, 58-yard touchdown run by Michael George that turned things in their favor. Looking down the field for Joe Thomas.
Wow.
No interference called. In on the coverage was Arian Cooney, and it is going to be 4th down. So the Cats 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions so far.
Some contact definitely down the sideline there, but these refs are letting them play tonight. So you're going to have to adjust to that, what the officials are giving you. And, yeah, that stat, it's not a good stat so far here, 0 for 3 on 3rd down.
Will Kennedy will punt. Montgomery takes it at the 10. Deontay Montgomery is slippery. He scored a touchdown against us in the first game, and he is still loose. Taken down at the 45, a big return. Darius Washington, along with E.J. Fuller on the stop and special teams for the Cats. Wampus Cat defense on the field for just the 2nd snap of the night. The first snap was an 80-yard touchdown from Chappell to Martin. 1st and 10, charging Wildcats. Handoff. That's Brandon Thomas. He's their sophomore running back. He is who they had an eye on at the beginning of the season, and he has not disappointed. Crosses midfield to the 46 of Conway.
And he's the one that gave Conway trouble back in week 5 in terms of overall yardage. He had over 100 yards. No scores. Those were spread around some of the other backs into Chapel, but he definitely was eating up a lot of ground back in week 5.
Picked up 9 yards there. It's 2nd down and 1. This Wampus Cat defense played so well a week ago, giving up 40 points, but they still played a great game. Got after the quarterback and made a difference. We'll have to do the same tonight. Will Kennedy steps up from the safety spot and makes the stop, but just enough for Brandon Thomas to move the chains.
I know we talked about this some the last time we played North Little Rock, but this offense is just such a different offense to go up against. It's Cabot-esque, but not really Cabot-esque. It's a hard one to describe, but it's not something that's easy to prepare for.
1st and 10 for the charging Wildcats. David Chappell is their quarterback. He's a senior. Drew Martin, who caught the touchdown pass earlier, was slated to be the starting quarterback, and they moved him out. Chappell got the job. That's big Tyler Day, 6'2", 210-pound junior. Terrell Grimes, Tez Miller in on the stop, and North Little Rock doing what they want to do offensively right now.
Yeah, it looked like they had him about 3 yards in, and then he just kept on sliding for another 3 yards.
7-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 3. Conway fans starting to make some noise. Chappell will pitch. And Brandon Thomas is going to get into the end zone. Roman Aaron trying to get to it and punch the ball out, but was not able to. And a 44-yard touchdown run extends the lead for North Little Rock.
Yeah, tough one there. Jackson Freeman comes off that right edge and does his part to force him back inside, but no help on the inside from his Conway defense.
Savannah Melton will attempt the extra point. Senior place kicker for the charging Wildcats. And Jamie Mitchell mentioned it a moment ago. He lost the first 4 games that he coached here at North Little Rock in 2015. Since then, his teams have gone 30-2. And they are on top tonight, 14-0, the exact score that the Cats were down a week ago against Bentonville West. We'll take 13 seconds. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5. .447 to play in the first quarter, and North Little Rock has a 14-0 lead. It was a week ago that Bentonville West took a 14-0 lead, and it kind of felt like this.
Yeah, it did. I was, although I'm not quite as worried as I was a week ago.
Really?
Because I've seen him do it.
That is true. That is very true. Brennan Clark will take the kickoff inside the 5-yard line, and a good return by Brennan Clark. Good to see Brennan get going. And the Cats will have it 1st and 10 right there. Brennan, 5'8", 185-pound senior. We know there are a lot of Wampus Cat fans around the country who are watching tonight. There's a bunch of them here, a bunch of them in Conway watching on Conway Corp Channel 5 and 585. If you are watching tonight, whether you're in Conway or watching online somewhere, let us know. Tweet at us. 5 Sports Live is the Twitter handle. Find us on Facebook, 5 Sports Live there. Love to hear from you and love to pass along some words of encouragement for these Wampus Cats, trailing by 2 scores to North Little Rock. Michael George taken down. Sam Taylor.
That's been the challenge so far for this Conway offense, that running game that's been so reliable, hasn't been able to get going. They were averaging 3 yards a carry before that. The average has gone down, but one of Coach's goals this week was to get 5 yards a carry. They're well below that right now.
Yeah, going to have to get some more positive yardage. They came out throwing in the first drive. Let's see if they try to go back to the air. Yeah, they will here on 2nd down. Pass is incomplete, and they look like they were tangled up, Nick Richmond and that player in the secondary, Cameron Turner, but well, there's no flag at all. Coaching staff asking, what more has to happen? I don't know if we have a replay of as they were trying to catch the ball. Nick Richmond was the intended receiver, but he sure wasn't given a chance to get to it.
Yeah, Rhea came out hot that first drive. It's now 4 of 10. It's cooled off in the last few attempts, but 73 yards passing already tonight.
3rd down and 14. Rhea throws over the middle. Nick Richmond tipped it, and Will Kennedy looked like he got to it, but they're going to say he did not. And so it's going to be 4th down. That would have been SportsCenter top 10 sort of stuff.
He's doing his best to sell it. I'll give him that. Of course, I didn't have an angle on it. He may have caught it.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's another 3rd down conversion that, here's the replay of it. Rhea will throw.
Kennedy in punting position. Montgomery deep.
Yeah,
Man,
it's hard to tell
great
from
effort
that
at
angle,
it.
yeah.
Great job by our camera crew as well. The punt by Will Kennedy will roll inside the 40-yard line to the 38, and that's where North Little Rock will start their 3rd possession so far. 2 possessions and 2 scores for the charging Wildcats. Again, 5 Sports Live is where you find us on Twitter, and we have a new toy, and we want to break that out here in a moment and show you some of the tweets. We'll do it after this possession by North Little Rock. They have the ball 1st and 10. 3:42 to play in quarter number 1, leading by 14. The Cat defense looking to make a stop. Chappell. Pass is incomplete.
That's the first positive play for this Conway defense.
Yes, it is.
Here on this 3rd possession for North Little Rock. You got to build on it, you know?
2nd down and 10. This team was at its best a week ago when they were providing pressure upon pressure upon pressure on the offense. They haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Right.
If they can get that going, if they can get them behind the chains a little bit, they might be able to turn those guys loose on the defensive line. Chappell.
Bentonville West so much pass heavier than North Little Rock here tonight.
Fumble! Still on the ground. North Little Rock recovered it, but it is going to be 3rd down.
All right.
The first 3rd down that we've seen for North Little Rock. 2nd
positive play in a row for this Conway defense. Let's keep building on it here.
I like it. Loss of 1 on the fumble and the recovery. Money down here. We need everybody. If you're watching at home, send us a picture of your money down sign. I don't know if anybody will, but that would be kind of cool. All right, 3rd down, 3:04 to play. 1st quarter, they're going to throw it. Chappell unloads. Drew Martin again. 63-yard touchdown pass.
Can see it.
And North Little Rock pulling ahead by 20.
You can see it in that shot we had. Darnell Washington still on the field. I don't know if he got a little injured up there, but kind of the feeling of all Wampus Cat fans right now. A little bit of disbelief.
Savannah Melton on to kick the extra point once again.
Savannah Melton to attempt the point after.
So we are 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. They are 1 for 1, and that was a big one. High snap.
Melton's kick is good.
And it is 21-0. North Little Rock is up comfortably with 2:52 to play in the 1st quarter. We take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, my name is Ashley Mann, and I would like for you to join me on my show, Breathe Yoga, on Channel 5. Each episode will consist of a 30-minute yoga practice that will help you along your yoga journey, whether you are new to yoga or an advanced practitioner. So if you've always wanted to try yoga but didn't know where to begin, join me on Breathe Yoga, only on Channel 5.
And the Wampus Cats trailing 21-0 right now. They're on the short end of things. They turn things around pretty quickly. A lot of you are tweeting at us, and man, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. 5 Sports Live, Colin Condit, studying for nursing school finals. Got the best of me tonight, but still checking out on the boys online. Go Cats. Good to hear from Colin Condit. We need somebody to make some Colin Condit type hits.
I know, right?
On that defense right now. We'll check in on the Twitter feed here in just a moment following this return. All right, Cats going to have it 1st and 10. So when you tweet at us, 5 Sports Live, Levi got a new toy.
Yeah, I did. Well, we'll see if it happens here. But Tracy Williams-Smith tweeted at us before the game even started, said, mention Cole and Jarrett Hoover's grandfather watching in Jonesboro will make his day. Well, I don't know your name, Mr. Grandfather man, but glad you're watching with us. Amy Triggett checked in, too, a little bit earlier. She said, so excited for Jeff and Levi to bring the game to our living room tonight. Go Cats. We're excited to be bringing that with you, Miss Triggett.
We hope that we can get a comeback like we did a week ago. Pass is complete on 1st and 10 to Nick Richmond. Nick will step out of bounds just beyond the 40-yard line. It's a Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
So my concerns are still valid, but kind of the opposite of what we thought they would be. I needed the offense to be balanced, but I was talking about the passing game. Little did we know tonight, It's the running game that we haven't been able to rely on here in the first quarter. That's going to adjust. They're going to fix that. They're going to wear this defensive line down as the game goes on. But 3rd down's the other big concern, and so far it's been a challenge.
Big hit. Just as Michael George was handed the football, he was hit hard by Sam Taylor. And it's going to be 2nd down, a loss on the play. Yeah, the offensive line just getting pushed around right now, and those guys have got a lot of pride. There's some seniors there that do not want to see this dream end tonight. 2nd and 14, loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, so he's now got 6 carries for 7 yards.
2nd down. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Rhea rolls right and throws. Looking for Joe Thomas, and it's incomplete. There comes a flag. Marcus Christopher, the Little Rock Central transfer, was in the coverage, and let's see if it is going to be against North Little Rock.
I think it might have actually been out deeper in coverage on Nick Richmond. Nick Richmond and Cedric Kane.
They will. It is going to be pass interference against North Little Rock. So against one or the other, that'll move the chains, and the Wampus Cats will improve their field position, trailing 21-0. 3 quick touchdowns by this North Little Rock squad has given them an early lead.
Cedric Kane was the one defensive player, as I was looking back at that Week 5 game, he had that interception and a pretty long return that I was worried about. So far, Nick Richmond's been getting the better of it here tonight.
1st and 10 on the ground, it's Michael George. Michael still on his feet. There's Michael George. Michael to the 38-yard line. Move the chains for the Wampus Cats. It's a Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
And you know they're not going to hold him to 7 yards all night.
No.
It just sometimes it takes a while to get this ground game going, and that offensive line, they can wear you down over the course of a game. The challenge is you're down by 21, but they're not going to give up on the run game anytime soon.
Well, you're in Week 12, and there's some big guys on the defensive line, and they're just going to wear down. That's just part of it at this point of the season. Can you get enough crease for Michael George to take off? Rhea out to Richmond. Nick brought down by Jalen Grizzly.
Really great open field tackle by Grizzly there. Nick had some more on his mind. I did too. I thought he was going to break free.
Yeah. 5-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 5. 1:13. You see the clock running. Tell you what, we haven't bragged enough about our crew. They do a fantastic job week in and week out. And for only the 3rd time in our history of doing Wampus Cat football, we're all working on Black Friday. They were here early getting things ready. Andrew Rhea is knocked down. It looked like they might have got some of his helmet there along the way, but it's going to be a loss on the play.
That's the first time tonight that offensive line has gotten, significant pressure against Rhea. There was one other pass earlier last possession that he took some heat, but other than that, offensive line's been doing pretty good tonight. They brought the blitz looked like they brought the blitz over on the right, but those two just met up in the middle. Unfortunately, met up at Andrew Rhea.
Terrell Allen, number 97 in the game for the Charging Wildcats. Cats facing third down. 3rd and 11. Rhea steps up in the pocket and throws for Nick Richmond, but overthrows him by about 5 yards again, so it'll be 4th down.
It's the second time we've seen Rhea overthrow Richmond on that side, and I'm not sure if it's just some miscommunication between the two or what, but.
So the Cats 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. They did pick up 1 4th down conversion, but unable to move the chains beyond that.
And you can hear the silence.
Yes. As the offense comes to the seats right in front of us, and they are not far in front of us at all from where we're broadcasting in the stands. Conway fans trying to give them some encouragement. Will Kennedy's punt will bounce inside the 5-yard line, inside the 1-yard line.
Wow.
And that's where Darnell Washington made me a little
like
nervous.
On the inch line.
Yeah, that was.
You can see the official. Wow.
Yeah,
this is big chance for this Conway defense to get something going here.
Inside the 5 there. So again, find us on Twitter, 5 Sports Live. Find us on Facebook, Conway Corporation 5 Sports. We have played 1 quarter. All North Little Rock so far, 21-0. We'll take 60 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
Well, the Charging Wildcats couldn't have worse field position. We're trying to find any positives, right? They have the ball at about the 1-inch line. Now we need to see this Wampus Cat defense go flying in there and play with the passion that we have been used to seeing. 1st and 10 inside the 1 for North Little Rock. Chappell throwing deep. Incomplete. Pass was intended for Aaron Griffin, their speedy senior. Tyler Banks out there in coverage.
This
You
North
all right?
Little Rock team, man, I can't really say what I want to say on air, but they've got some
Really?
some
Levi
resolve.
Gilbert.
They got
You could say that.
passing on first down from the half-yard line. Wow, that's something.
Hashtag
Resolve.
Resolve, yes. 2nd down and 10 from inside the 1. Chappell. The pitch to Thomas. Outside
He carries for a Charging Wildcat.
to the 11. Correction, to 21. 20-yard gain.
So they've rushed for 73 yards now tonight on 6 carries, whereas we're at 11 yards on 9. Slightly different.
Yeah, what they're doing is better right now.
Yeah. And passing game too. I mean, they've had these 2 bombs
That's right.
I mean, it is what it is, but everything's just kind of clicking their way right now.
Chappell throwing deep. Overthrows Dante Montgomery. Tyler Banks again there in coverage. And it's 2nd down and 10. I tell you what, and Jamie Mitchell would be the first to tell you this, they want nothing more than to score 2 more touchdowns quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, they want to go up 35 and not give us any chance at all of trying to come back. We're at a critical stage in this game, even though we're 35 seconds into the 2nd quarter. Cats have got to make a stop. We cannot let them score and get to that point where the clock can run the entire fourth quarter.
Because mathematically it just becomes near
you
impossible.
You just don't have
at that
enough
point.
time. Yeah, the clock runs, and you're down 5 scores at that point. That's Tyler Day. Tackled inside the 30 by Will Kennedy. 6'2", 210-pounder. He scored a touchdown against Conway. He only had 5 carries for 5 yards, but he got in the end zone. But a big gain there. And North Little Rock doing whatever they want to do right now.
That's just a sign of exactly what you said. Everything just going their way. When you're getting just big gains like that from your fullback, it's hard to stay in it. They just need a spark.
We have played a minute of the second quarter, and you're right. The Cats need a spark, a turnover, something going their way. The pitch to Thomas, and that is not going their way. Brandon Thomas looked like he fell before he got to the end zone, but the officials say otherwise. So a 28-yard touchdown run.
One of the other concerns that Coach had coming into this week about North Little Rock was their team speed, and man, you certainly saw it play its way out there as just no penetration from our defensive line. Nobody even touches him, and he's just off to the races at that point, and they're just faster than we are. So we've got to get in that backfield.
High snap. David Chappell puts it down, and Savannah Melton kicks it through. North Little Rock is on top, 28-0. Cats going to get the football back, and we are at a mission-critical stage here. We got to get on the board.
Yep.
28-0 is the score. North Little Rock 7 points away from having the clock running if it's still a 35-point lead in the second half. Let's keep it here, and Levi, this is obviously not what we expected.
No.
Thankful that people are still out there. They're watching. They're cheering on the Cats. Another tweet that just came in we want to show you.
Yeah, I got this from J. William Adams. Says, "Go Cats. Thanks for the TV coverage." Well, hey, we're glad to bring it. I know it's not what you wanted to see right now, but we're certainly glad to be bringing it to you.
I believe J. William Adams also goes by Johnny Adams. So good to see.
Oh, is that Johnny Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to get all this in, but Allison Owen watching says Conway's biggest fan and I are watching in our jammies. So go Cats. Yeah.
Black Friday jammies for the Owens. Very nice. Find us on Twitter, 5 Sports Live, and send us some good vibes here, y'all, because it is all North Little Rock right now, and they are flying around on all 3 sides of the ball. Brennan Clark returns it to the 18-yard line, and these Wampus Cats, there is a spark to this team. Where's it going to be lit? Is it going to be on the offensive side of the ball? Honestly, it needs to happen pretty quickly.
It's got to happen on both sides.
It does. It does.
I mean, it needs to be exactly what we saw a week ago in that second quarter where we scored 28 points, and it was because of both things started clicking. Michael George started getting the running game going. We saw big passing plays from Maria to Nick Richmond, and then that defense was able to get a scoop and score. I mean, it's going to have to hit in all phases at this point, but like you said, you've got to get some points on the board or you're looking at going down 35-0 heading into the second half.
Yeah, and then if basically what the rule is, it's the Andrew Rhea pressured and dropped, sacked at the 10-yard line, and it's going to be second down and long. The way the AAA sportsmanship rule is written, if you're up by 35 points at any point in the second half, the clock runs except for a few cases where it'll stop. But for the most part, and you said it makes it where it's mathematically impossible for you to get back into the game. There's just not enough time, enough possessions. And so it's even going down by 35, if they could somehow get back to within 35 before the second half. Obviously a lot of football still to play, but we need some good things to happen. There is the good thing. Looks like it's going to happen. Pass was intended over the middle for Joe Thomas. In the coverage was Cedric Kane, and a flag comes in. Defensive pass interference possibly.
But there is a flag on the play.
This North Little Rock team defeated Fort Smith Northside last week 34-0. 11 straight wins. Last year they had 12 straight wins before being blown out in the state finals against Fayetteville. the year before, after losing those first 4 of Jamie Mitchell's tenure. Rattled off 7 straight wins before losing in the state semifinals. So this is a team that has found a lot of success. Coach Mitchell reminds me of a coach that's in Conway at another school, actually. Reminds me of Steve Campbell. Coach Campbell coached in Mississippi, obviously on the junior college level, and made the trek to Conway to coach UCA and has coached them up to a number 4 national seed.
Things are going all right for them.
Oh, without question. Jamie Mitchell was the head coach at a high school in Mississippi, Starkville. Made the move here 3 years ago and has done some really good things. Handoff to Michael George.
George carries up the middle.
Not much happening.
Drop for a loss.
Dwayne Hunt on the stop, along with
On the stop.
Desmond Cordova.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
Zadrian Smallwood, too.
Yeah, he's now at 9 carries for 16 yards. It's just never in my wildest imagination would I have expected that to happen tonight. Even back in week 5 when they played North Little Rock, he still got over 180 yards. He was getting his on the ground.
Right.
And tonight it's just been a complete reversal. It's the passing game that's been moving the ball. Ground game's been shut down.
3rd down. Pass is complete. That's Will Kennedy looking for the marker, and it's going to be just a little bit short. So another 3rd down that is not going to be enough to get the 1st down. And with 9:09 to play, the clock running here in the 2nd quarter, the Cats now 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. Will have to punt the football back. And North Little Rock is going to get it, already leading 28-0.
Early on here, it looks like there won't be 2 Central teams in the state finals as Bentonville has a 24-0 lead on Bryant up in Northwest Arkansas.
Deontay Montgomery takes the punt from Will Kennedy. They'll put the ball at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Yeah, Bryant and Bentonville playing tonight in Bentonville, and as you mentioned, it's all Bentonville right now, and it's all North Little Rock here. North Little Rock and Conway playing on this side of the bracket guarantees that a team from Central Arkansas, from the 7A Central, is going to be in the state finals for only the 3rd time since there was ever such a thing.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You were telling me about this during the pregame, and even in those 2 times, or it will be 3, none of them have won.
No. As long as there's been a 7A, there has never been a champion from the 7A Central.
It's what I call a decade plus of oppression from the 7A West.
Yeah, I mean, the 7A West has just dominated so far. North Little Rock looked like they had a big chance a year ago against Fayetteville, and they just were destroyed in that game. Wasn't even close.
I don't want to get sidetracked, but you're seeing it right in the middle of your shot. They have one of the coolest down markers. It's like electric.
I was really hoping that it would be something we could talk about later in the game, but yeah, it is pretty neat.
I'm sorry. It's just it's I got to call it out because it's pretty cool.
Snap to Chappell. He will just run out of bounds, and they'll change that number 2 to a number 3, probably with an app or something. And it will be 3rd down. No, they reached up and touched it.
So this is a big down right here for this Conway defense. They have got to find a way to get a stop and keep North Little Rock from getting more points on the board.
North Little Rock has only faced 1 3rd down tonight.
And they're 1 for 1.
And they were 1 for 1 with a long touchdown pass. So we'll see what Jamie Martin dials up here for this North Little Rock squad. 3rd down and 2. Money down for the Wampus Cat defense.
You can hear the collective groan.
A little too aggressive defensively, and it is going to be a 1st down. So North Little Rock is 2 for 2 on 3rd down opportunities now. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Another one of Coach's concerns this week was don't have penalties that stop drives.
Right.
Probably the opposite was true, too, and probably implied. Don't have penalties that continue drives for North Little Rock.
1st and 10 at the 45. The pitch to Brandon Thomas. Thomas brought down at the 21-yard line.
Brandon Thomas takes the pitch.
He hurdled Darnell Washington, and it's 1st and 10 for the Charging Wildcats.
Yeah, this North Little Rock offensive line, I don't want to give them praise, but they have just been so dominant here in the first half. Their backs have not been getting touched until, you know, that second level at best.
Lots of movement. Thomas in motion. Flag comes in. And correction, that's actually Oscar Attaway who is in motion. Attaway, whose name we haven't called so far tonight. Little Rock Central, their leading rusher a year ago as a sophomore, then transferred to North Little Rock and is a part of the success of this North Little Rock team. Really it's kind of a three-headed monster. We had one a year ago, sometimes a four-headed monster, but this offense with Brandon Thomas leading the way and Oscar Attaway and Tyler Day. Oh, they'll all three be back next year.
Too many heads on these monsters.
Yeah,
I prefer my
agreed.
monsters to just have one head.
One-headed monsters. Darnell Washington and on the stop.
And I don't.
Matt Lloyd there as well.
I don't want to get hyperbolic here, but I mean this really is your season on this possession here. You have to get a stop. You have to keep them from getting 7 more points.
Yeah, 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Haven't been able to stop them yet. And if this lead is 35 at any point in the second half, then it's the sportsmanship rule, the mercy rule, as a lot of people call it, the AAA sportsmanship rule, that you don't want to be on the wrong end of. It doesn't really matter how hot you get. It's just too hard to get back. Brandon Thomas still on his feet. Will Kennedy brings him down at the 5-yard line.
Brandon Thomas takes the handoff.
And the one time tonight we get contact at or near the line of scrimmage, we don't finish.
So first and goal from the 6-yard line. The charging Wildcats 6 yards away from getting to the point they might be able to put it on cruise control. And I tell you, I never would have guessed that. They have come out with a game plan and an execution that has been flawless to this point. Tyler Day inside the 5-yard line. It'll be second and goal.
And they've done it really every way. I mean, the very first play, their very first possession, they come out with some trickery, but it worked. I mean, it worked. It confused the secondary, and they had an open guy that no one was on. And then really for the most part after that, it's just been, we're going to run it right down your throat.
Yeah.
And we're going to pass it deep down the field. And they've just had their way with this Conway defense.
And even when the Cats, with the great punt, it looked like they were going to be in such bad field position they wouldn't be able to get into the end zone. They had a 99.5-yard drive that ended with a touchdown. They've had the ball 4 times. They've scored all 4 of them, and they're third and goal now inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, that was a especially hard pill to swallow.
Yes.
99.5-yard drive. That's hard. Hard to come back from those.
Third and goal here. You talk about your money downs. This is a big one, a real big one. And you can see the fans trying to get into it, the players on the sideline trying to get into it. Cats, third and goal. Can they stop North Little Rock here? Quarterback keep. Chappell falls over his left guard, Coben Scoggins, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown with 4:52 to play in the first half.
Yeah, just needed a yard, and like you said, he gets up over his left guard there, and he just keeps pumping those legs and gets it in. And now this Conway offense, it's do or die now for them, because they've got to put points on the board.
Got to put up points on the board, and might have to do it a couple of times. I mean, this is, it's it is not the position I don't think anybody who follows this Wampus Cat team expected them to be in. Savannah Melton's extra point is good. North Little Rock's up 35-0. We take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
All right, 4:52 to play in the first half, and North Little Rock is up 35-0. When you see that on your screen there, it's not a mistake. North Little Rock has come out and played. I mean, you hate to say anything is perfect, but the first quarter and a half that they have played has been about as close to perfect as it can be. Burks kicks off, and it will be taken by Brennan Clark at the goal line. Flag comes flying in. Check that call.
Clark on the return, but there is a
out of bounds at the 25.
If we can, back in the truck, I got something we want to show you on the screen here. Not from Twitter here.
Yeah,
that
was
a personal text you got.
Yeah, my buddy J.D. Gray.
A little bit different experience than what we've got right now.
Yeah, J.D. is he's in Gulf Shores.
Spending his holiday there.
Apparently. So that was J.D.'s view, I guess, earlier today. So that's something.
Well, you know,
I think he's got access to some stock photos. There's no way that
right?
he actually took that.
No, we might have to get him on staff or something.
J.D. Gray, good to hear from J.D. Good Wampus Cat fan, but a bunch of good Wampus Cat fans. This one is not going the way that we had hoped it would tonight. All right, 4:43 to go. Cats have got to get in the end zone. On the ground to Michael George. Michael crosses the 20-yard line. It will be second down.
David Smith on the stop.
Smith on the stop. Will Kennedy on and Joe Thomas off. Chris Anderson's in the game. Chris Patterson is in the game. Kennedy and Richmond to the near side. Rhea awaits the snap from L.J. Hansberry. Rhea looking deep. He wants Will Kennedy at midfield. Will Kennedy with the catch. Fantastic catch from the emotional leader of this team on all three sides.
He only does everything. He might want to join the circus after this catch.
Watch this. Nice. Will Kennedy gets thrown out of bounds. It is 1st and 10, a Conway Regional Health System first down. And there was a flag on the play. Personal foul against North Little Rock. So take a few more yards. We've been talking about this 35-point thing. The Cats can score quickly and score again. There's life in it, but they have got to keep doing things like that, and you got to have people like Will Kennedy making plays.
Yeah, I love that effort from your senior. He hasn't given up.
No, and none of these guys. I know. I said all three sides of this. I guess it's probably more appropriate to say all three phases. Are there three sides to football? I think there are phases is what I was trying to say. I was excited and I had the circus music in my head, so I might have said that wrong. Michael George on the carry.
I guess we can't sing too much of that. We're on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That might be.
That's got to be.
Yeah, you would think.
Public domain.
Right. That's
the
at
music,
this point.
It's circus music.
And if I sing it out of tune, then no one will know anyway.
True. For all of those that were born, you know, like around when I was born, you might want to explain way later why that would be such a big deal. YouTube wouldn't like it if we were playing copyrighted music or singing copyrighted music, right?
Right. Anything. It picks it up.
What about if Michael George is going to get inside the 5 and run it hard? There we go. Michael George, no quitting these Wampus Cats. I don't like the idea of spotting them 35 before we get going, but we're going.
Michael George looked like, I don't know, maybe he's calling for the Rhino. He gets up. Great job of this offensive line clearing it out, though. I mean, he had space for days. But he comes up after that run and starts calling to the sideline. I think he's calling for the Rhino.
Ryan Cooney on the stop. There will be no Rhino this time. Rhea awaits the snap. Handoff to Michael George. I tell you what, he is not going to go down easy. He hasn't all year, and he's not going to tonight either. 2.5 to play in the first half. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. the Cats don't score and the score remains the same, the clock would run the entire second half. Fumble. Busted play. Catch is made by Nick Richmond. Touchdown. What an odd-looking play. Rhea kept his cool. Richmond ran his route. Touchdown, Wampus Cats.
You talk about that experience he has, big-time baseball player. No, just ice in his veins, right? Busted play, mishandles the snap. It's all good. It was part of it, right? It was all part of it.
Right.
And a good job by Nick Richmond to finish out that route.
So Nick Richmond scores. Jordan Wicks will attempt the extra point. And it is good, and the Wampus Cats cut the lead to 35-7. And that, it cannot be understated how important those 7 points are. That was huge. 30-second break, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
If something goes wrong with your heart, you can trust Conway Regional. Our cardiac specialists help save lives by having some of the state's fastest response times. We offer complete care, including a cath lab team, cardiac rehab experts, and if you need surgery, you'll go down the hallway, not the highway, to Conway's only heart surgery team. Complete cardiac care, completely in Conway. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
All right, 2 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the first half, and the Wampus Cats. Levi, we talked about a spark. Needed a spark. They might have gotten it on a juggling catch by a guy that is important on all three phases of the game. Will Kennedy makes that catch, getting the ball moving down the field, a Michael George run. They get into the end zone. Now this defense is going to bounce around a little bit. It was game-saving at this point.
Oh, yeah, for
Is it
sure.
game-changing? Does it turn the tide entirely? I don't know. But it saves the game at this point for the Wampus Cats.
And you might be at home or at the beach or wherever you're watching from
apparently.
tonight, and you may be thinking, guys, they're down 28 points. But they put up 28 points in one quarter alone last week at Bentonville West. So we've seen this team do it, and they do it in bunches. So if they can get a stop here from this defense.
And that's the key. That is absolutely the key right now. This North Little Rock squad has only had 2 third downs they faced, and they've scored on all 5 possessions they've had so far. So they have done everything right, and we've got to find a way to get this defense to make a stop and to get off the field. 2:07 to play. The Cats do have all 3 timeouts left, and Coach Ashcraft decides to use them.
I don't like when you say things like that, Jeff.
Like what?
Like they've scored on all 5 possessions.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it. Let's have this defense change that here.
Wampus Cat fans are back into it. The classy students, and there are a bunch of them here tonight on Black Friday. They're doing a nice job, too. Brandon Thomas. Got Jordan Doby coming off the pile there. Darnell Washington, we've called his name a lot tonight. Terrell Grimes, Matt Lloyd, Garrett Fusilier.
2nd and 6.
4-yard gain, it's 2nd and 6.
Maybe Will Kennedy can provide a spark on the defensive side of the ball here, too.
A scoop and score, pick 6. I would take either at this point from anybody wearing white out there. Minute and a half to go. Halftime coming up. We'll have the Conway Regional Health System halftime show for you. The pitch. Nowhere to go. That Wampus Cat defense is there to make the stop. Washington, Doby, Fusilier, Lloyd, all stopping Brandon Thomas. And it is 3rd down.
That's really the first time we've seen this defense make contact at the line of scrimmage and finish the play.
3rd down and 6. The money down for this Cat defense. Looking for a stop, looking to get the offense back on the field and a chance to score some more before halftime if at all possible. Play clock down to 10. 3rd down and 6. Chappell. Handoff. Runs right into the left side of the line. He will be stopped. Wampus Cats make the stop. Terrell Grimes comes out of there. 24 seconds to play in the first half. And Coach Ashcraft is going to use a timeout. We'll take it with him. 30 seconds, and we're back in North Little Rock on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Prevent break-ins with Conway Corp Home Security. Arm windows and doors with sensors, plus motion detectors throughout the house. All monitored 24/7. See inside and out with live video feed, and control it all with your all-in-one touchscreen panel, or from your mobile device. We make it easy to protect what matters. Security for you, powered by us.
24 seconds to go in the first half. The Wampus Cats spotted North Little Rock 35 points. Probably wasn't a part of the game plan. But we have scored, and now we've gotten our first stop on defense.
I don't know why anyone would do this, but how do you eat an elephant, Jeff?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time,
Yes.
all right? So
with your mouth.
you're going to get the ball back here.
Right.
Maybe special teams can help you out, get you some good field position. You still got 2 timeouts in your back pocket with 24 seconds to go. It's not impossible to get some more points on the board going into the half.
Jackson Freeman and Will Kennedy stand on their 20-yard line. Check it, 30-yard line. And they await the first punt of the night from North Little Rock. Freeman takes it. Jackson Freeman spinning away. Some flags come in. And we will sort that all out. All that running around left 11 seconds on the clock in the first half.
13 seconds going off the board there. That's a lot.
See what this penalty is. Pointed behind him, so that's going to be a hold against Conway.
Against Conway. 10 yards will be stepped off.
We'll check in with our Twitter feed at halftime. Also check the scores from around the state. Only one other 7A game going on tonight, but we'll check in on some of the other classifications as well. Conway Christian playing tonight. So we will.
Yeah, Mayflower also.
Mayflower playing tonight, yeah. So we'll check on both of those scores for you coming up at halftime. All right, 11 seconds to go. The Cats trail by 28. North Little Rock will get the ball to begin the second half. On the ground, Michael George. Michael George breaking tackles. Michael George down to the 39-yard line. Quickly a timeout is called. The clock will stop with the first down anyway, but they'll probably use a timeout also so they have a chance here to set up a play. So Michael George with that run brought down at the 38-yard line will at least give the Cats one final throw. Rhea's got a huge arm, so he can throw it. See what they decide to call here on this final play, most likely final play of the first half.
Yeah, I wonder if you might see the replay here. They go to the run and they say, hey, if we get something big, good. If we don't, it is what it is. Michael George peeling off his third big run of the game.
Tell you what, got to give credit to that big guy. That was Xavier Moore, 6'2", 250-pound senior, who was making a lot of move down the field to track down Michael George, which is not easy to do. I want to remind you to tweet at us tonight, 5 Sports Live. 5 Sports Live. Find us on Facebook. So many of you spending Black Friday with us. Hope that you're warm and cozy wherever you are, including those of you on the beach. Oh, yeah, update on that. Not unfiltered.
Photoshop.
Not Photoshop, not filtered, not anything. Just actual phone photo. All right, out to Nick Richmond. Lots of blockers in front of him. Nick Richmond out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and that is going to end the first half of play. We've played one half. All right, here's what happened. They won the first half. We're going to come out and we're going to win the second half, and the Cats are going to play next week. That's simple, right?
Pretty simple. I mean, I don't think you could simplify it any more than that.
More than that, right? All right, well, it's 35-7. That's our score. It's time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show. We'll have that for you. Then we'll look at some of the tweets that are coming in. We'll look at the scores from around the state, and then we'll give you a chance, like we did last Thursday night, to do what you do at football games. You go to the restroom, you get something to drink, something to eat, and you text all your friends and say, I'm at a football game and I want you to be there with me. So we'll do all of that coming up on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Kendrick with Conway Regional Health System. Conway Regional has been an important part of this community since 1938, providing excellent care with skill and compassion. But we're not just a hospital. Let me tell you about some of our fantastic facilities and services. Located off of College Avenue, just a few blocks down from the medical center, Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is equipped to handle a wide variety of problems for patients of all ages. If you need urgent care, and it's after work or on the weekend, the Conway Regional After Hours Clinic is open 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Conway Regional After Hours Clinic, your best option for after-hours care. Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive, medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
Our thanks to Conway Regional Health System for their sponsorship of Wampus Cat football, Wampus Cats to go, the breaking it down. Coach, I mean, we don't do this without them. And so thank you so much to Conway Regional Health System for all that they do for this broadcast, but also just for the community and have for decades and decades. And it means a lot that they continue to support this and let us bring these games to you, and especially these road games when we get to be live. You are joining us live tonight on Black Friday night. Just the 3rd time that the Wampus Cats have played on Black Friday night since we've started covering Wampus Cat football in 2001. So it's good to be working tonight. It's really good that the Cats scored that touchdown late, because 35-7, even though it's still a big mountain to climb, at least it's doable.
Right.
35-0, the clock running throughout the second half would have been really, really hard to come back from. 35-7, make some stops, get some points on the board. They got a shot. There's still a lot of football to play tonight. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that break that we talked about. You'll see something come up on the screen that'll say that you're watching, and we'll be right back. And so this is your chance to stretch your legs, do all the things you need to do. Restroom, get something to drink. Text your friends, tweet at us. Tweet at us, 5 Sports Live. Let us know where you're watching tonight. Give some words of encouragement for these Wampus Cats. We'll look at those and other scores that are happening around the state as well. All right, ready? Everybody bring it in and break. All right, back in a little bit on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
And we welcome you back to our broadcast position here at Charging Wildcat Stadium. He's Levi Gilbert. I'm Jeff Matthews. Thank you for watching the Wampus Cats tonight. We are in the state semifinals. Cats taking on North Little Rock tonight, and it's been all North Little Rock. It's been almost all North Little Rock. 35-7 is our score at halftime. Updates from some of the other scores. We'll have those for you in a moment. Also some stats and your tweets. Thank you for tweeting at us, 5 Sports Live, and on Facebook, your comments as well. We certainly appreciate knowing that you're out there, and we love doing these games live. So let's go through a few things here at halftime. First things first, the other scores. The winner of our game takes on the winner of Bryant and Bentonville being played in Northwest Arkansas tonight. What's our update there?
Just got to halftime in that one, and it is all Bentonville right now, 37-7 over Bryant. So, fun fact, Bentonville has not lost since we beat them on their field in week 3.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, they are on a big-time roll, so they will looks like they are going to move on, but they're in the same situation that we are. It's a 30-point lead, so they've got to score to pull ahead and have the mercy rule, the sportsmanship rule, kick into effect. Same situation we're in here. North Little Rock's going to get the ball first in the second half. If they score, then the clock will run, and that's what we're afraid of, is that there just won't be enough time. We'll see how that all plays out in a little bit. Just real quickly, other scores. You don't happen to if we can get the Conway Christian score up there.
Yeah, so Conway Christian at halftime trailing Mount Ida 21-14, which is a great position for them to be in because they played Mount Ida in the second round last year and just got blown out by them. So that's a hard place to play.
Yeah.
I don't even know where Mount Ida is, but I know they've had a lot of success the last few years. And so just trailing by 7, it's a good spot for them to be in. Mayflower is trailing at halftime 21-8. That game is actually just down the road at Mayflower. They're hosting Rivercrest. Mayflower had a first-round bye and then barely beat – I forgot who they played last week, but it was a really high-scoring game.
Yeah.
And Mayflower's got a great offense. I'm sure they can get back in that one.
We'll see. We'll keep an eye on those other 2 scores. It was really those 3 games that we're most interested in tonight. All right, so some of the first half stats, and the stats are probably as lopsided as the score is right now.
It is,
35-7, North Little Rock on top.
I think the big thing looking at these numbers is that Conway has been outgained 359-236. And when you break that down even more, the passing game's been there for Conway, 187 yards passing. Percentage has been, kind of what it has been for Rhea all season, but they've been moving the ball in the air. The ground game is what's been missing, which is a huge shocker if you're a Conway Wampus Cat fan, because that game has been so solid and reliable all season long. Really, since the first week, we haven't seen a performance like this, but 16 carries, just 49 yards. Now, it did start to come to life in the second quarter. Michael George had 3 or 4 really big plays, had one on that last possession to kind of get his numbers back up. He's at 63 yards rushing, so, they're going to need him to do that. They're not going to be able to completely abandon the run game here in the second half, so they're going to have to figure some things out with that. They haven't been able to stop North Little Rock's run game, though, and that's been a huge problem. Brandon Thomas, 11 carries, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. Those are the numbers that we were used to seeing from Michael George, not used to seeing us giving those types of numbers up. And then David Chappell has been – he's been good when he's had to be. I mean, he's had really just 2 completions. They just happen to be bombs. So he's 143 yards on those 2 completions, and both of them for touchdowns.
As you can see by the live shot that we have right now, we're at the top of the stands on the Conway side. So you're probably seeing some folks that you recognize as they walk by. There are a ton of Wampus Cat fans here tonight.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Edge to edge.
Yes, and person to person, probably as many fans as North Little Rock has tonight. But we also know there's a ton of you who are watching tonight, and we wanted to bring you some of these tweets that we've got. 5 Sports Live is our Twitter handle. There goes my pen. 5 Sports Live is our Twitter handle. You can find us on Facebook as well. Levi, what you got?
Yeah, so Lindsey Williams, this tweet's a little old, but I wanted to call it out. She said, couldn't make it tonight because I'm running a fever. Try and get all of this in here.
There it is.
Still cheer on the boys from Conway, forever bleeding blue. So I like to see that. We've gotten a lot of tweets the last few minutes here. Bonnie Maddox says, "Let's go Cats."
Absolutely.
So not giving up. A lot of fans back home watching.
Good. Who else?
Amy Trickett says, "Way to go, Cats! Never give up." That was after Conway scored.
Yep.
There, Bobby M. Kelly III. Very official sounding name.
I'm
just going to say.
Yeah.
Thanks for live streaming the game. Looking forward to the second half. Michael George's #1 fan here. Is that his mom?
I don't know if that's his mom or not. No, I know on Facebook She tells us Pamela Banks is her name from Florida.
Rick Klein, defense needs to stop arm tackling and start wrapping up the blockers. You know what? I have to agree with that. That's great analysis.
Hey, look at that next one.
Yeah, Marquise Pleasant. The game's not over. Let's go, Conway. And we just got one more in here. From Michael George, maybe mom. I'm not sure.
I don't know. George's girl. You gotta look at the hashtags.
Yeah.
Levi.
Sorry. Okay, I'm trying. But hey, don't be discouraged, Cats. Keep up the good work. And that's overall what I would say. The mood here, even with the fans, even being down 28 points. No one's given up yet.
Absolutely not.
Now, if North Little Rock marches down the field on this first possession of the second half and scores, I think that mood will start to change.
You think you see tail lights on I-40?
I mean, if you came out here on Black Friday,
yes,
of all days,
I
think you're going to stick around at least till the fourth quarter.
I think so too.
The big key though here, Conway's got to get a stop. They've got that defense, which they did great. That last North Little Rock possession really held them to hardly any yards on that 3 and out.
I think a monkey just walked by.
A monkey? People probably watching themselves online,
Maybe what it was.
I would
maybe tweet at us. I think that's what I saw.
This is where the broadcast can get potentially dangerous, right? People just interacting with us. We're showing live tweets on the air.
Can I tell you
we're having fun.
Can I tell you what's great about this? Here we are. We're interacting with people, the live tweeting and the whatnot. As I've mentioned a few times, this is only the third time that the Wampus Cats have been in this position. 2003, Peyton Hillis and Kevin Wardlow and those great Wampus Cat teams. Heartbreaking loss at West Memphis. Still think he got in, but he didn't, according to the people who said that whose opinion mattered more than me. And then it was 4 seasons ago in 2013.
Right.
Braylon Smith's sophomore year. Cats went up. Bentonville lost 21-14.
That was
had
hard
a chance.
Too.
Heartbreaking loss. Heartbreaking loss. Well, we've gone in the 17 years of doing these games from a time when we were sitting in a sitting in an apartment calling games that happened the night before, the next day, to where we're live streaming these games and monkeys are walking by. And we are thankful to do these games for you, and thank you for watching.
Hashtag Conway Crazies, all right?
Right.
And they're out. They're still here in the second half. A few more tweets coming in. Elizabeth I always forget. I don't know. Ham-Beacon. See, I thought it was an E, but you see the U.
Yep.
Anyway, she says, go Jared and Cole. Go Wampus Cats till the end.
Okay.
Allie Blumenberg. I think I like Allie here because she said you guys are the best announcers. Keep it up, Conway. Hey, I appreciate that.
Bleed blue.
Bleed blue.
All right.
A few more coming in here. Elizabeth coming back quickly. She said, my mom said I wasn't interesting enough to get on TV. Please feature me to prove her wrong.
Wow.
You get the like there. Going to give you the like on that.
Done.
Cats are heating up. 5 Sports Live, plenty more game left to go. Let's get those rings, Conway.
Absolutely.
Got to get a stop.
Absolutely.
Right here.
And that is it, Levi. That's and thank you for everybody who is tweeting at us. And I'm going to look for my pen as soon as the camera's not on me anymore, because that won't be pretty as I fold myself under
Dig
here.
around.
So there we go. All right, now I can find my pen. I don't know where it went. There it is. Maybe you can talk for a second.
And I'll say it again. If you give me an open mic, I'm going to say things again. That's what I do.
That is true.
But honestly, the mood here is still positive. I know we're down 28 points. It hurts to say that out loud. But these fans are still here. I don't think anyone's left. But it really is going to come down to this first possession for this North Little Rock offense. If this Conway defense can get another stop like they did at the end of the second half, we can keep things going. We've got to get a stop, and then we've got to score on every possession from here on out. We've got to basically do what North Little Rock did in the first half.
That's right. No, we got to win the second one. Update here, Jeff Standridge.
Oh, okay.
A great Wampus Cat and just all-around good Conway guy.
Former commentator for our pregame show.
That's right. That's right, for our game day. I want you to know that Mount Ida is in Montgomery County, down below Hot Springs, the Lake Washita area.
Okay.
So now you got that. We can get back to what is, I wouldn't say more important. I mean, that's important.
Apparently,
to some
they're just outside of the 501. I would know if they were in the 501.
That is a very good point.
Cover all those football teams.
That is a very good point. All right, the kickoff to begin. The second half is taken, and the Wampus Cat special teams flying around. This is a second half team.
Here's my biggest concern right here.
All right.
They come back out with that trickery again.
Yes.
It worked on the very first play for them. Why not do it again?
I like our defensive coaches. I like what they're able to get across to these guys, and we'll see what they're able to do here now as we begin the second half. North Little Rock 35-7. Chapel, the pitch, nowhere to go for Brandon Thomas. Well, he is a hard runner. 5'11", 281. Did I type that right? There's no way, right?
Probably 218.
Maybe 218.
I think 281.
I was working really fast trying to get – I tried to work Monday to get everything ready for tonight because I took some time off to be with my kids this week. So I'm pretty sure he's not 281 pounds.
I don't think so, no.
He's big. He's not that
He's
big.
a very lean 281 if he is.
All right, second down and 10. Wampus Cat defense. Fans making a lot of noise. Talk to the crazy students. I say crazy. They're really classy. Talk to them during halftime. And they said, you know, while we're down, we didn't come talk to you. A couple of guys always come talk to me before each game, and they didn't make their way over here. Well, they made their way at halftime, and they feel like that's going to be the thing that turns it around. I'm already feeling guilty because I shaved this week. We've been on a good run.
Listen, I'm wearing the exact same get-up that I had at Bentonville West, and it's about 10 to 15 degree difference.
It is not on you. All right, money down. Third down and 2 for the Cats. 10:42. Clock running in the third quarter. Handoff to the fullback. That will be enough to move the chains. They were 2 out of 3 on third downs in the first half, and they'll pick up their first one here in half number 2.
Challenge for this defensive line is they just haven't been able to get a lot of penetration up front. And these defensive backs, especially these corners and these outside linebackers, they've been doing a good job coming in, you know, attacking the blocks coming their way, but need to get some penetration from the line.
First and 10. Chapel will keep. Ball over the 40-yard line. It will be second down.
Second and 8.
Couple of yards over the 40-yard line to the 41.
And expect a steady dose of this ground game here in the second half.
Without question, yeah.
Long clock run off between plays.
Play clock down inside 10. Handoff to Attaway. Oscar Attaway taken down by Logan White at midfield. That will be enough to move the chains. First and 10 for North Little Rock. When these two teams played in week 5, the Wampus Cats were without 3 starters. Logan White didn't play that night. Kane Aaron didn't play that night. Over on the offensive line, Lance Rogers didn't play that night. Logan White was a starter and has been a backup since he's returned from the injury, but was a starter at the beginning of the year. The only reason he lost his starting job was because he got hurt. First down and 10. Thomas, couple of yards.
And it was a weird point of the season for this Wampus Cat team. They were coming off that insane overtime victory over Southside at home, that first conference game. And then they come on the road to, you know, arguably one of the toughest opponents they'd have on the rest of the conference schedule.
Right.
And things just weren't clicking offensively in the pass game. The third down conversion was abysmal, much like it's been tonight, but for different reasons. And that final score looked a lot closer than it really was. We scored late and got within 10. But the defense did a good job in the second half, only held them to 3 points.
Handoff, that's Brandon Thomas. Still on his feet, out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's going to be enough to move the chains once again. Again, what the Wampus Cats are facing right now is that if they fall behind by 35 points, which a touchdown and an extra point would do that, then the sportsmanship rule would kick in by the AAA, and the clock would only stop injuries, scores, timeouts, that sort of thing, but it wouldn't stop on first downs. It wouldn't stop on incompletions, things like that. So it's we're at a really critical point here. Got to keep them out of the end zone. I feel like we've been saying that a lot. Pass complete to Thomas, and he has brought down a good open field tackle by one of the best right there, Jackson Freeman.
And the real challenge for this defense at this point is, you want to try and force a turnover, right? You want to try and rip that ball out, but you do that at the risk of them breaking out of an arm tackle.
Yes.
And running off a big gain, particularly now on this side of the field. You've got to just play fundamentals, make sure you get that tackle, and try and get a stop.
7.5 minutes to play. This has been a long drive, just like you mentioned, Levi. They're going to milk as much clock as they can. Second down. Chappell will keep, and he is tripped up. Corlin McKinney. Good play by Corlin, the sophomore, coming in and making the stop, and it's third down.
Like you said, already 5 minutes off the clock here in quarter 3. So even if North Little Rock doesn't get points here, it's still a win for them because they've taken off what's probably going to be around 6 minutes if they can't convert here.
Play clock at 18. Third down, 6. Chappell at quarterback. Quarterback keep. Absolutely nowhere to go. The Wampus Cats make the stop. That's what they needed. Big play. Playing with a lot of emotion. You got to be careful. There's all kinds of talking going on out there. Don't let there be any sort of personal fouls. Don't do anything silly. It's fourth down.
Yeah, Garrett Fusilier getting the quick hook out there. There was some extracurricular activity. I don't think it was engaged by him. But Coach Ashcraft doing a good job getting the senior off, let him cool down a little bit.
They will have to make another stop here. North Little Rock has run half of the third quarter clock. Fourth down and 6. Play clock will run out. So they will use 6 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half of the third quarter. They've used all the clock up. Cats haven't had a chance to get the ball yet. It's fourth down, and they've got a chance here to talk things over. Having a lot of folks chime in on Facebook, and you Wampus Cat fans that are still talking to us on Facebook, thank you so much. What do we got?
Elizabeth Hambeacon chiming back in. Update, got featured.
Okay,
thanks.
Good.
You're welcome for that. Bonnie Maddox coming back to say, let's go Cats, you can do it. Bianca Baratti. It's a very official sounding name. Go Matt Lloyd and Wampus Cats watching you from Duck Camp with your brother Corey Vaughn.
Oh,
so
nice. Duck
watching
Camp.
from all over. Macy Warren tweeting in saying, let's push through this, boys. Hashtag number 92.
There he is. Yeah, Corlin McKinney just made a big stop.
He did, yeah.
You can tweet at us. 5 Sports Live is the Twitter handle, or find us on Facebook. Now, lots of folks are commenting there as well. So here's the situation. Fourth down and 6 with 5:40 to play. Jamie Mitchell lets the clock run all the way down and then calls a timeout. So he has 2 remaining for the second half. And they're going to go for it on fourth down. The Cats need a stop. Got to keep North Little Rock out of the end zone. Passing play. Chappell throws. And it's complete. Deontay Montgomery went up. Darnell Washington fell. He couldn't get the stop for the first down. Was picked up.
That hurts, Jeff, for a lot of reasons. But number one, again, even if they don't get points, it just continues to tick more time off that clock. We're already almost to the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Wampus Cats trail by 4 scores. And this North Little Rock drive already taken 7 minutes off the third quarter clock. Chappell throwing for the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Cooney. 21 reasons. Tyler Banks makes the stop, or was in coverage anyway. So the clock stops with 5:08.
Yeah, I love the job there by 21 Reasons as he stays in lockstep, able to come from behind. And I don't know if he got a hand on that ball, but he got close.
Yeah, at least was disruptive enough that the catch could not be made. So second down and 10. 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Play clock inside 10.
Other good thing about that, though, is that it stopped the clock.
Yeah, no, that's really big for us right now. Chappell will throw again, looking for Montgomery. Deontay Montgomery into the end zone.
North Little Rock going for the jugular on those last two plays. Said we're done running the ball. We're going to put it in the end zone and get that 35-point mark. That coming after you run off 7 minutes.
Yeah, 7-minute drive to begin the third quarter. So the Cats are down by 35 now, so the clock will run. We laid out when it will stop. It'll stop on a very few occasions, but 3 timeouts. And it is going to be difficult for these Wampus Cats to get enough possessions now to come all the way back. We talked about it being a 35-point lead. It wasn't officially 35 until the extra point was good, and it was. 42-7. North Little Rock on top of Conway. It's going to have to be that we will all be talking about for a very long time if the Cats are going to move on to play for a state title. Back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5. Nick Burks to kick off for the Charging Wildcats. They're on top 42-7. Hearing from lots and lots of folks, including Tamara Freeman Bergeron.
Wow.
Tamara Freeman Bergeron. Go Cats, G-E-A-U-X. You know, that's they spell it.
Oh, yeah, down in the Bayou.
In the Bayou. Own this half. Love and support from Jackson Freeman's Cajun family on the Bayou. Good to hear from them. We appreciate them checking in with us tonight. These Wampus Cats have been a joy to watch this year and get to know this year. Let's see what they're made of. 4:53 and the clock stops here. They'll snap the ball and then we'll begin to see it run. So now Brian Rainey's play calling's got to change.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
sure.
not only trying to score, but it's got to be trying to score quick so you get the football back as many times as you can. Got to have 5 possessions and all have to end in touchdowns and extra points to just tie the game at this point. First possession of the second half for the Cats. Andrew Rhea will hand off to Michael George. George brought down at the 32. Christopher on the stop. Also Smith.
Smith on the stop. 2nd and 6.
Second down. Rhea will hand back off to Michael George. Fumble on the play. Still loose. And recovered by North Little Rock. Only the second fumble on the season. And the clock will stop with the turnover. Turner recovers the fumble. It was loose for a while. The Cats had a chance to fall on it and couldn't come up with it.
It's really hard there, too, because, like you said, you expected maybe a change in the play calling strategy just from the fact that you're down 35 points and you come out with 2 runs.
Yeah.
Looked like a little bit of just confusion there, maybe on that handoff. It gets bobbled, and now North Little Rock, the opportunity to soak some more time off the clock and really seal this one here.
And they will start the clock, which they've done, and it will run here through this possession. Chappell looking for Montgomery. He comes back for it, makes the catch. Deontay Montgomery is not big. He is 5'7", 145 pounds, but he has got a great set of hands. We saw it in week 5, and we've seen it tonight.
I'm a little surprised that North Little Rock is continuing to pass the ball here. But, you know, it is what it is here in the third quarter, yeah. Maybe you stick the dagger in a little bit deeper.
First and goal from the 8. Handoff. It's the fullback getting it. Thomas McCauley. First and goal from inside the 5. Excuse me, now second and goal.
Thomas McCauley takes the handoff, carries inside.
It's going to be inside the 1-yard line. And from our perspective, and I don't know if we can get our camera guys, one of them to shoot right in front of us. The offense is not 10 rows in front of us, and they're being coached right now. And just to see the looks on their faces. Chappell keeps, and he gets into the end zone. You know, it's a disappointed group of Wampus Cats, and into the end zone. It's 48-7. And Savannah Melton will be on to attempt the extra point. And, you know, you can see the eyes of these Wampus Cat offensive players who are sitting there being coached, and they can see the faces of the fans disappointed. Melton's extra point is good, and North Little Rock is leading 49-7. 2:30 to play in the third quarter. 30 seconds, and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Hi, my name is Ashley Mann, and I would like for you to join me on my show, Breathe Yoga, on Channel 5. Each episode will consist of a 30-minute yoga practice that will help you along your yoga journey, whether you are new to yoga or an advanced practitioner. So if you've always wanted to try yoga but didn't know where to begin, join me on Breathe Yoga, only on Channel 5.
2.5 to play in the third quarter. It is 49-7. North Little Rock on top.
Oh, not what you wanted.
No, not at all, and certainly disappointing on a lot of levels for a lot of folks. And it's not how we had hoped this game would go. And honestly, and it all goes back to this North Little Rock team. I mean,
oh yeah,
they've been flawless. They've had one possession that didn't end in a touchdown.
And it's not just tonight. I mean, it's been the entire season for them.
Will Kennedy crossing midfield on the kick return. Big return from one of the most exciting Wampus Cats we have ever had a chance to cover here, down to the 32-yard line. First and 10, good field position for the Cats.
You gotta love Will Kennedy, right? I mean,
well, absolutely miss watching him play football.
42 points down. Who cares? He's still going to play as hard as he humanly can.
First and 10. Andrew Rhea and Michael George, they are out. Let's try to keep something going here. 1:40 to go in the third quarter. Rhea will throw. Steps up and looking for Nick Richmond, who's coming back. Flag comes in, so it is going to be pass interference. That was an easy call. It was definitely pass interference. A couple of the charging Wildcats jump and celebrate knocking the ball away, but they interfered, so I don't know if there's much celebrating that could happen there.
And if you're Conway, hey, I think it's a good strategy right now. Throw it up to your speed receiver. Try and get something quick in the end zone.
Yep. Yeah, you got to try to score. You got to score even faster than you needed to score the last time that they had the ball. So first and 10 now from the 17-yard line. Rhea to throw. Looking for Nick Richmond. There it is again. Now the official is watching for it, so it'll be another flag thrown.
The interesting thing about that, though, is that wasn't very different from what we saw in the first quarter.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
And they didn't get any of those calls then. But if you're a Wampus Cat fan, your offense is still in there, still trying to get things to happen. Unfortunately, this clock just continues to
and before
tick
they
off.
even get a chance to get the ball set following the penalty, the clock's going to run out completely in quarter number 3. All right, 12 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. The Cats will still have the football when we get back to action here in 60 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Your life is about to change forever, and Conway Regional will be with you every step of the way. We're committed to being the best. That's why our OBGYNs won't deliver anywhere else. Your newborn will benefit from our groundbreaking nursery alliance with Arkansas Children's Hospital. And as you adapt to the new world that's in front of you, know that everyone at Conway Regional is all on the same team. Yours. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Hi, I'm Robin Dyer and welcome to Burn. It's time to work out. This workout is going to be quick, something you can do at home for your busy lifestyle. Give me about half an hour and I'm going to help you find your breathless edge. This is the workout that's going to be suited just for you. So come join me and let's get fit together.
All right, 49-7 is our score. North Little Rock is going to have 12 more minutes of football here. Then they'll get ready to play the state championship game. And the Cats will look back on what has been a terribly exciting football season.
Right.
And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to end with a loss tonight.
Yeah, we were starting to talk about North Little Rock a little bit before the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
And just they're deserving, right? And especially tonight, but all season long they have been deserving of this.
Andrew Rhea. Pass was incomplete. Looking for Will Kennedy. And the clock will run, as we mentioned, because there's the lead is where it is.
And every moment this season that they've, faced a challenge, they've stepped up and accepted it.
Yeah.
Whether it was us back in week 5, Bryant in week 9, they had to go on the road to Bryant,
Yeah.
a very hostile place to play, and they, defeated the Hornets there and secured the 1 seed. They're a very deserving team to represent the Central in the title game next week.
Giovanni Johnson in at quarterback. Giovanni takes the snap, bounces off a couple of charging Wildcats, and will be brought down. He's got the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10, a Conway Regional Health System first down.
So as much as I hate to do it,
Yeah,
it's time to shift gears a little bit here.
agreed.
And we want you guys to be a part of it, all right? So obviously the game hasn't gone how we wanted to tonight. But you can still tweet at us, 5 Sports Live.
Yeah.
Tell us your favorite moments of the season. This has been an incredible run for this team, this group of seniors. Let us know what you're thankful for from this season.
And I will tell you this, just a little behind the scenes of what happens. And I hear this from families. I hear it from the players. Rhea looks back and throws for the corner of the end zone. Knocked away. I've heard it from players for 17 years. I've heard it from parents, fans, but I especially want to tell you this from the players and their families' perspective. They watch these games back, and especially now, they keep these games forever. And so if you've got something that you wanted to say to this Wampus Cat team, a word of encouragement, a favorite memory, like Levi was saying, I want you to know that the guys that we've been watching on the field every Friday night and one Thursday, they're going to hear these messages too. So over these next 10 minutes that we've got left, 5 Sports Live, we're encouraging you, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, find us there and let us know your thoughts on this season, and we'll make sure that we get as many of those as we can mentioned over these next final few minutes. It's 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. Andrew Rhea, senior quarterback. Boy, what a story Andrew Rhea is too. Starting quarterback as a junior, won the job, broke his collarbone against Jonesboro in week 2. Pass is knocked away, intended for Nick Richmond. It will be 4th down. Came back after Giovanni Johnson as a sophomore stepped in and played great. We all thought, well, that's the quarterback of the future. He's going to have 2.5 years in this system. Instead, Andrew Rhea came and played great in the offseason, so much so that he took back his starting job and has led this team to 9 victories this year and so many thrills.
Yeah, passing for more than 2,000 yards on the season. And really down the stretch, basically after that North Little Rock game, really started to turn it on. This passing game became more of a threat as we got to the end of the season.
Giovanni Johnson, who is the quarterback of the future, takes the snap, bounces around, tries to dive in. It's going to be short. So North Little Rock will take over 1st and 10. So 5 Sports Live is our Twitter feed. You can find us on Facebook. And give us some messages for these guys that are coming off the field and the ones that are heading on with defense and some of the jobs that they have done and just the way that they have fought. And I'll tell you this also, a little behind the scenes as well. They represent you as a city so well. And that is one thing that I've learned doing Wampus Cat football for as long as, and really Wampus Cat athletics in general. There's a great group of kids that represent you every night that they're out.
Any particular moments stick out to you from the season?
That Southside overtime game was unlike anything that I've ever seen. That was just wild. And Jordan Wicks scoring the night that Michael George had with over 350 yards into being 354 rushing that night. That game was there's a lot of memories from that game just because of how thrilling it was and how it went into overtime and getting that win and just seeing the joy on their faces when they made that last stop on 4th down.
Right.
That was definitely, for me, will be something I will remember about this 2017 team. What about you?
Yeah, that Jordan Wicks kick for sure to take us into overtime, a game where we were down. It felt like we were down the entire game, and things finally started to turn around in the second half. But I'd have to point out last week's game.
That was going to be my second one. Yeah.
I mean, that was getting down 14-0 so early in that game, and then 17-7 going into the second quarter, and then just erupting with 28 points. The defense helping out, getting some points on the board, and then Michael George, the way he ran last week, and just able to hold off a really very prolific Bentonville West offense. The passing game, the likes we haven't seen all season, the way we were able to just outscore them and keep them from getting back in that game. That was an exciting thing to witness on a Thursday night, nonetheless, in Northwest Arkansas.
Jackson Freeman made that last stop. Zach Friedel makes that one. Starting to hear from folks and sending your messages. We appreciate that. Linda Williams, great job, Wampus Cats. You did well, and we could not agree more. They certainly did a great job tonight and all season long. I'll tell you another memory from this team will be getting to know on not a really deep level, but at least a chance to get to talk to a couple of the guys and get to know them on a more personal level. It's 2 seniors, Chris Patterson and Zach Friedel. Told the story about Chris meeting him in the gravy aisle at Walmart, and him just being so friendly and getting a chance to talk to him about that. And
which led to the hashtag No Hams Left Behind.
No Hams Left Behind, that's right.
That's something I'll remember from the season.
And Zach Friedel.
How did it take us 12 weeks to come up with that?
I don't know.
I felt dumb after that. I mean,
I did too.
It just happened. It was like, of course that's his nickname.
Of course he's Zach Friedel. But getting a chance to know him as well. And that's something that a lot of people think that, I've heard this a lot. You get to know the kids on the team, and we just don't. They're busy doing their thing. We're busy doing our thing, and we really don't get a chance to get to know the kids very well. But this year with the new feature that we've done, Lineman of the Week, which is something that we've incorporated with the linemen on the football field, with the linemen that keep Conway powered, which is the other, obviously the other use of that word in the world of Conway Corp. It's been fun to really kind of show some more human sides of some of these kids.
Yeah, and football is such an interesting sport because they are all wearing helmets. You don't really get to see them that much. Hopefully we've been able to bring a different side to them on the field on Friday nights. Linda Williams chiming in on Facebook. Great job, Wampus Cats. You did well. So talking about the season as a whole. Got someone watching from Lakeland, Florida.
All right, nice.
Another Michael George
fan.
Allie Blumenberg chiming back in. I'm thankful to be able to watch these games as an alum.
Yeah,
we're happy to bring those to you.
Glad to do it.
Forever a Wampus Cat fan, no matter what. A few more coming in. Jarrell Lee, good season. Keep your head up. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Amy
yes.
Trickett. We've loved cheering on the Cats this year, especially Matt Lloyd. We go way back.
Nice.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
A bunch of HR friends from Axiom, of course, Matt Lloyd's mother.
Yeah.
In HR at Axiom.
And I'll tell you the other thing that's interesting about this team, as much as others, is you're seeing more and more kids who are playing two sports.
Yes.
And this year with Matt Lloyd and Jordan Wicks both not playing any football for a while. I mean, it has been years since those guys played. And they not only played this year, they came out and were huge contributors to this team.
Yeah, that's an understatement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the defensive stats on the year for Matt Lloyd, I mean, he's right up there. He's the second, or tied. They came in tied, him and Garrett Fusilier, tied with 113 tackles. And then, of course, we've already talked about what Jordan Wicks has done in that Southside game. So not just contributing, but being integral parts to this team.
And I don't know if Jordan's going to get a chance to kick another extra point here or not, but he is going to end the season with 63 out of 63 extra points. And this was a kid that was just playing baseball at a level that he's going to play not Division I baseball, big-time Division I baseball for Kansas State in the future. But he's come onto the football team because he wanted to play football his senior year, be a part of this on Friday nights. And he's only made 63 consecutive extra points and only missed 2 field goals, according to my stats, 1 in week 1 and 1 tonight.
Yeah,
that's been it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Debbie Hibbs checking in on Twitter. It's been a great year. We have thoroughly enjoyed watching the Cats. An exciting season. Hashtag Wampus Cat Pride.
Nice.
Eric Maxwell and Debbie Hibbs in the Hibbs clan from Texas in for the holidays.
Very good.
Dante Newton chiming in on Twitter. We will be back next year. Hashtag Revenge Tour.
I love it.
I love it, yeah.
2.5 to play in the season, and we're already talking Revenge Tour in 2018.
And, you know, that's one thing. We've talked about these seniors at length. You know, there's some really talented juniors and sophomores coming back and some freshmen that are coming up through the ranks and all that. But the way these seniors have led, I think they've really shown these underclassmen, hey, this is how you do it.
Yes.
Right? And this is how you can do it and consistently have a program that is successful in the playoffs year in and year out.
I was having a conversation with my family today over Thanksgiving leftovers, and we were talking about the other 2 teams that the Wampus Cats have sent to the state semifinals. And in 2003, the Peyton Hillis-led team, how they Rios pass complete to Nick Richmond. Gone, Nick. Knocked out of bounds. And our apologies for not calling every single play that's happening, but I hope you'll show us some grace.
Reflective quarter. We
get a chance, and it's the benefit we have of football on television. You still get to see what's going on, whether or not we tell you about it. So we get a chance that our friends in radio don't get a chance to really take this opportunity. But I was telling them the difference in this team versus those 2 teams. You had Peyton Hillis, Nick Wardlow. Peyton obviously went on to pass complete to Nick Richmond. Gone, Nick Richmond. Nick Richmond brought down inside the 10-yard line. Less than 90 seconds to go here. But that team, Peyton Hillis, and obviously everything he did with the Razorbacks and on in the NFL. And then that team 4 years ago was led by Braylon Smith. He was a sophomore that absolutely came in with huge high expectations.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was excited about Braylon, was already getting offers and interest in playing college football. He's gone on to be a quarterback. He's the backup quarterback for UCA, the number 4 team in the nation. So those were 2 teams that had 2 real superstars. And I don't think that's a fair thing to say. Peyton Hillis and Braylon Smith were as good as anybody we saw in the past 20 years here. This team, with Michael George and the year he's had, has obviously proven his worth, but it's not a team that has one superstar on it. It's a team filled with stars, and it's a team filled with great character kids who go in every single week and put the time and work in and do what they do to represent you so well. And that's one of them right there, Nick Richmond, as he's making his way off the field, and you can see how disappointed he is. Brooke Mines and Jacob Walton Connor, the athletic trainers, walking off with him. Dr. Naylor there as well.
Yeah, it's so great to even see him on the field tonight.
Yes.
That injury at the end of the Bentonville West game last week, it looked serious. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was done after that. And to see him come back out, and he's had a great night, and he's going to have an amazing senior campaign next year. I'm sure of
it. I'm glad you mentioned that. Nick Richmond's one of those guys that we have not seen the last of in a Wampus Cat uniform. Right up the middle, Brennan Clark, the senior, scores. Minute 7 to go. Good to see Brennan get in the end zone. His 4th touchdown in his senior campaign.
Yeah, great second effort here, as it looks like he was dead to rights, and he's able to sneak out of that one. Congrats to the senior getting a touchdown in his last game tonight. A few more people chiming in on Twitter. Mike Kemp, you know that guy?
I know Mike Kemp.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
Great job on the broadcast. Great season for the Cats. Hold your heads up. Laura Grimes, Conway Chamber of Commerce, very proud of our Wampus Cats' success this year. Thank you for representing our community so well.
Jordan Wick's extra point is good. So 64 out of 64 on the season for Jordan Wicks. We'll go ahead and keep it here as we run through any more of these that we've got.
Yeah, Dante Newton chiming back in. Nick and Michael had a great season. Can't wait to be back next year. Hashtag rings.
Love it.
Hashtag don't sleep on us. And Julie Hester, Will Kennedy's always #1 with us. Love Julie and Hester. Watching from Jinx, Oklahoma. I was just in Oklahoma just a mere few hours ago.
I know. My one concern was you not making it back, so thank you. They know their football in Jinx, Oklahoma. The Jinx Trojans are a legendary prep program.
I wasn't having some conversations, upstairs. Please no car troubles. I mean, I'm playing this a little close.
Yeah.
Well,
it's working Black Friday. You have to cut things short. Not only is this just the 3rd semifinal game that the Cats have played in the 17 years we've done the Wampus Cat football games, but it's the first one in Central Arkansas. We played in West Memphis and Bentonville the other 2 years. So
West Memphis, man, that was a trip.
Yeah, so it's to have been able to still have leftovers as late as 5 o'clock and still make it to the game was a good thing.
Nick Richmond, 6 receptions tonight, 96 yards and a score. We've said it a lot already, but really excited. I think as dangerous as he and Rhea have been this year, I think that's going to be a nice combo, seeing him and I'm just totally blanking on the name. Yeah, Giovanni.
Yep.
Next season, that's going to be a nice little 1-2 punch.
Well, you're going to see, Kerry McLean comes back. Kerry's got some good yardage this year and got some important carries. There are some younger running backs, too, that I know they are very excited about.
Right.
And so, there's a lot to look forward to. This one stings a lot, but what I love is they're not going down without fight.
And it's one thing we haven't talked about is this coaching staff. Think about the decade almost. This was, his 9th year?
This was his 9th year,
They're about to head into their 10th year. Think about the almost near decade of success that these guys have had and this coaching crew has had together, being able to get athletes out and excited about the program. Just can't say enough really about Ashcraft and his staff and the job they've done this season.
After tonight, they will be 68-37 in his 9 years. His win last week and the Wampus Cat win last week was his 99th career win.
That was something we talked about way back in the preseason show was, could he get to 100 wins this year? It was possible.
It was possible. Last few seconds here, and some of the seniors getting in. Good to see Steven Henderson, number 89, is in the game. Eric Branch is in the game, number 71. Cage Carter's out there as well, and they're going to be on the field as the final snap of the ball happens, and this one comes to an end. Final score tonight, 49-14. North Little Rock gets the win. They move on to take on most likely the Bentonville Tigers. We'll verify that when we take a break here. All right, 60 seconds, and we'll come back and wrap up the 2017 season next on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Fitness is about so much more than exercise. It's a catalyst for positive change, and it affects every aspect of your life. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center is your source for comprehensive medical-based health and fitness programs. Dedicated to improving the wellness of those within our community, we offer something for everyone in the family. Conway Regional Health and Fitness Center, over 20 years of health and wellness in our community.
If something goes wrong with your heart, you can trust Conway Regional. Our cardiac specialists help save lives by having some of the state's fastest response times. We offer complete care, including a cath lab team, cardiac rehab experts. And if you need surgery, you'll go down the hallway, not the highway, to Conway's only heart surgery team. Complete cardiac care, completely in Conway. One team, one promise, Conway Regional.
Okay. Final score, 49-14. The Wampus Cats. Good to see Bruce Henderson here, his son Ryan in from Arizona. Good Wampus Cats right there for sure. Final score, 49-14. You see the Wampus Cats as they make their way over slowly to the student section and walk past them. And it's a group of boys who gave everything they had all season long. And it ends tonight 9-4 on the season, the 49-14 loss.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about some of these season statistics here. Of course, the big one, if you're Michael George, right?
Yeah.
Over 2,000 yards rushing on the year. You can't say enough about the senior. I know he's going to be bummed about the way things turned out tonight.
Right.
Pretty low output for him, but and there's going to be some disappointment among all these players for the way things went tonight. But this feeling's not going to last.
Right.
As long as those good feelings of the season as a whole are going to be there. So you just got to hold on to those memories. Yeah, this stinks. It's not fun to go out this way. But, hey, you did something that only one other team in the Ashcraft era has done, and that's get to the 7A semifinals.
Yeah.
Andrew Rhea, we've bragged on him a lot for
Yeah.
the season he's had. This offensive line, gosh, all of them, just all the way across, and the H-backs as well. What a year they had to produce a 2,000-yard rusher and a 2,000-yard passer.
That's right.
I mean, those are incredible numbers. And this defense, you could just name every single player.
Yeah.
Will Kennedy, Matt Lloyd, Fusilier, all these guys. The guys up front, Zach Friedel. Wish we could have called some Zach Friedel tonight, but it's just the way things went down. There's so many. The totality of the season just far outweighs the singular thing that happened here tonight.
And it's no consolation, and we certainly understand that. But this North Little Rock team, it's worth mentioning, and I just wanted to say this again. When Jamie Mitchell took over, they lost their first 4 games. Brand new era, replaced Coach Bolding. They brought him in from Mississippi. Nobody really knew anything about him. They go 0 for 4, and they're thinking, well, this is awful.
Yeah.
And he said, trust us. Just trust us. Well, with tonight's win, since that 0-4 start in 2015, they are 31-2. The 2 losses were in the state semifinals to Bentonville 2 years ago and the state finals to Fayetteville last year. And they're going to represent the 7A Central in the state championship next week against Bentonville. So they'll get a chance. And what conference alignment, especially in this state where it's Central versus Northwest, makes for strange bedfellows. You have to become a North Little Rock fan now.
Yeah.
There's never been a 7A Central team that has won a state title since there was a 7A. It's never happened. It's rarely happened that we've had a team in the state finals. So
only
as much as this stings, we want North Little Rock to go out and do the same thing next week to Bentonville that they did to us tonight.
Represent the Central. And we said it earlier. They are deserving representative. Every challenge they've had this season, they met it full force. And I know that they're going to be excited to have Bentonville and have another shot at them after what happened last year.
So, again, the final score tonight, 49-14. The Cats end the season 9-4. We can't thank you enough for watching. The feedback that we get, Levi and I both, I work full-time at Conway Corp, Public Relations Coordinator. Levi works full-time at Axiom and is involved there. We're both involved at our church and our small groups and just around town. We don't really do a good job of hiding. And you come up to us so often and ask us about the Cats, and you're excited about the Wampus Cats, and you know about our broadcast, and we just thank you so much for that. And we look forward to being back with football next year. We'll take about a month off, and then we'll get geared up for basketball. And the Wampus Cats and the Lady Cats both are going to be fun to watch. But as they're walking off the field, can we show our Wampus Cats one more time? Because you certainly need to see their faces more than you need to see ours. It's a great group of kids right there. Fought hard, and as you see them around town, tell them how much you appreciate how they represented you and the season that we had, ending tonight with a 49-14 final score. For our entire Channel 5 crew, and we have got the best going. They're here early, they stay late, working Black Friday, traveling all over the state to do these games, setting us up in different positions all over, different places. We're in the stands so often. Sometimes we're in a press box and they're running cable. Ryan's firing up his crock pot or his griddle and feeding everybody.
Papa Ryan.
I'm telling you, it is a great group to work with. Ashton and Kara downstairs, along with Ryan and Wayne, and Greg and Wade up here on cameras tonight. Justin and Robin doing social media. Scott, Stats, Taylor still putting in all the numbers, and Levi handling the color commentary. I'm Jeff Matthews. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in January with Wampus Cat and Lady Cat basketball on Conway Corp Channel 5.